Welcome back everybody to Recreational Runner Channel. So my mojo is back. I'm ready to start running again, which is great. The running club is kicking off at work as well. We're going to start promoting over the next couple of weeks. So this is a new journey. This video is all about heart rate running. Heart rate running for beginners, heart rate training for beginners, and utilizing the 80-20 rule. So I'm going to be putting together a program for beginners and for myself and for anyone that wants to follow along, that make sure you stick to the 80-20 rule every week. And we're going to use heart rate training to keep 80% of our runs low intensity, mainly because I want to lose weight, so I want to be in that fat burn zone. But also for beginners, I think this is a really viable way to enter into running without doing a couch to 5k, which encourages you to do interval training, so walk run, where the run element is at any pace. And I think a lot of people possibly go out too fast, get tired, get injured, and quit that program. I think doing a 30-minute session using 75% to 77% of your maximum heart rate, most people who are beginners will probably be fast walking for a big portion of that, and you do that 3 times a week over 4 weeks, you'll start to increase your speed.
Hello everyone, so pleased to report mojo is back. It's time for me to get back out here. Actually went for a run yesterday. Tripped over. Went for a run yesterday but forgot the camera, so I didn't record it, but it's on Strava. Now, I've got a lot to talk about today, but the main thing is a new beginner's running idea that I'm now following, and I'm hoping anyone new to running is going to follow too. Now, there are inaccuracies in the heart rate stuff. The calculations in the description that I've used for men, and also that women can use as well, it's not accurate. It's never going to be 100% accurate to work out your max heart rate unless you go into a science lab, sports science lab, and do a proper test. But it gives us a benchmark. Then there's devices. I'm using a wrist-based heart rate monitor. Most people have access to one of those these days. Fitbits, entry-level stuff. They're not accurate. They're not as accurate as a chest strap. So if you really want to get into this and you want to do it as accurately as possible, then I'd recommend a watch, a good watch, paired to a chest strap. But for me, I've already got a Samsung Galaxy watch, which I'm basically replacing my TomTom with this because I can wear this every day. I've got interchangeable straps, sports strap, and a normal strap, so I'm using this. But I'm aware, you need to be aware that it's not that accurate. So that's why the perceived effort scale needs to be taken into consideration. So yeah, the ability to talk whilst you're training means that you're training at low intensity. You don't need a watch necessarily. So I'm using a combination of both, how I feel and looking at the watch. So yesterday when I went out for the first time with this watch to do a proper low intensity session, I couldn't get below 150 beats per minute. And my target for 75% is 140 beats per minute. So, and I was barely moving, barely jogging, and I couldn't get under 150 beats per minute. So it may be a combination of dehydration, weather conditions, if you're taking any medication, the inaccuracy of the watch, all of those things combined are going to mean the heart rate that's been recorded by your specific device isn't ever going to be super accurate. So that's why perceived effort is super important. Make sure you use that. Also, in order to get some motivation back, I spent money. New trainers. The Hoka One Arahi. Got them half price because they're model 1. I think they're on model 3 now. I also got this new PGY Tech wrist strap or hand strap. It's a combo hand strap and a wrist strap to hold the action camera. I've been using a little tripod, and the problem with that is you're gripping, and if you're gripping your hands on something, and this goes for those water bottles you can carry as well, so you're tensing up your forearm, and it can go into your upper arm and your shoulders and your neck. And I suffer because of years of working in an office, bad posture, so I always get achy shoulders when I'm running. So if I'm gripping something as well, that's really bad. So I'm hoping this thing is going to free that up a bit. It's still not ideal because it's something heavy on your hand, and I'm holding it up at the minute to talk to you. But it's better than gripping something. So the hand strap, wrist strap idea, I actually picked up from the 40 Runs channel. He was running with someone else. I don't know if 40 uses one of these as well. He may have done a review on one. But the person he was running with had one on his hand, I noticed, and I thought, oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even know these things existed. And I made the mistake of buying cheap the first time. The nut that the locking mechanism went into had no thread. So I bought cheap, I bought crap, basically. So I spent 20 quid, 25 quid on this PGI Tech one. And hopefully you can see from the overlay video that it's a much higher quality, good quality plastics, good quality metal components. It's got an inbuilt latch for locking the camera in. It's a bolt and latch rather than a screw in, so it's quick release and it's solid, really, really solid. Program's uploaded, the beginner's guide that I want to kind of follow myself, that I think is going to work for me with the 30-minute sessions, and hopefully will work for beginners. But I need a beginner, I need a guinea pig, I need someone to try it out. So if you're thinking about running, you found my channel, then please try it out. I've posted it in the Facebook page, so request membership to Recreational Runners with an S on the end, plural, Facebook page. I'll let you in and you can pick up the plan, but essentially 3 times 30-minute low intensity runs a week for a beginner, and ideally you've got the heart rate and you know your perceived effort. If you're going with someone else, if you can talk to each other, then you know you're at the right level. And you might find, like I am now, I've gone too low though, that walking is fine. So you're just covering, doesn't matter about the distance, doesn't matter about pace, it's just keeping that low heart rate or below 77%, ideally between 70-75% of your max heart rate or perceived effort for 30 minutes. And if that means walking for a good portion of it, that's fine. After 4 weeks is a 6-week block of dropping one of the low intensity and replacing it with a moderate to high. And I'm going to record some of those for you so you can see what you need to do and watch them on the channel. And that's it essentially. Talking and running, my fitness is definitely gone. So I actually think this heart rate monitor is fairly accurate, because I can tell by my perceived effort I'm going too fast. I can't talk, I'm getting out of breath. See, that's what I mean about perceived effort. So I've slowed it down again. I was up to 160. So I'm going to stop waffling on this video, and I'm going to try and get the rest of this session right. I need to turn back almost, because I've done 15 minutes already, but most of that has been talking to you. So hopefully I can edit this down. But you get the premise. Go to the Facebook page, check that out, like and subscribe to the videos, and there'll be a whole series of videos. Kit, I'm going to do a video about kit for beginners, choosing your route, making sure you run safely, all those kind of tips and tricks for beginners to really help you out, and how to get into this program of low intensity running to start you off nice and easy, get your body used to it, and reduce that risk of injury. That's the whole purpose. So thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the bell.